to the wonderful world of KAGIC and chill. I don't know why I'm doing this video today, I just feel like it.
Hello everybody, it is me, SimAlley, and today we are just going to be playing some Minecraft, and I'm just going to be talking about stuff. Feel free to hang out and just chill. And do the whole like, comment, subscribe thing if you want to. No pressure. Please do it. Okay, since we're here, let's talk about literally everything that I can think of, and we're gonna start with KAGIC. You know, I really remember when I first started playing KAGIC, you know, with the Minecraft Steven Universe gems in the game. I thought, wow, this is such a cool mod. I want to share it with other people. I bet other people don't even know about this mod. And if I make a video about it, then other people will know it exists, and then they can play it too, and they'll have fun. And then I thought, maybe I'll just make a YouTube series about it, because why not? And little did I know that that would be shaping the next, how many years has it been since 2017? We're 2025 now. How many years is that? That's how many years I've been doing YouTube. Actually, that's not true. I've been doing YouTube since before that, because I used to make videos before YouTube was a thing. I had a different channel that I shared with my cousin, and then we kind of split ways because, you know, he lost interest, and he was more into first-person shooter games, and I was still kind of into Minecraft, and, you know, things happen. My favorite first-person shooter is Slime Rancher. Anywho, what was really exciting for me way back in the day was that I actually got to talk with the creator of the KAGIC mod, who has since put many miles length between himself and the project. Like, they have their own thing going on now, but apparently their girlfriend at the time liked my videos, so that was cool. And I was really into it, and Steven Universe hadn't even been finished being made yet. Like, episodes were coming out every now and again, and I tried to incorporate it. I think The Trial was one of the only episodes of the show that I did my own little spin-off kind of dream sequence of. It's like, oh no, you're all gonna be shattered, and you know, that was fun for me. But I also, it was when I made that very specific episode that I started thinking, oh, maybe I should shake things up a bit. And then I started doing new series and even more new series. And I just kept repeating and recycling different ideas. And everything just kind of fell apart because I had this pressure on me. I tried doing Rebel's Legend, which had to do with Red Diamond and a whole bunch of rose quartzes. I remember there were some fans who actually did a little bit of voice acting on that. That was fun. It was super low quality audio, but you know, you work with what you got, right? I remember sapphires used to freeze water and you could ride them and they would go super fast. And the lapises, you could fly high up in the air, but then they just randomly drop you, and sometimes you'd either get hurt or die. And I remember the rubies would set things on fire, and sometimes the amethysts and the jasper would summon lightning from the sky and just smite mobs. Does anybody else remember that? Eventually, some other people, totally separate people, came up with kind of a spiritual successor to KAGIC, and they called it Gempire, and it was for a newer version of the game. And that one was cool. It had the ability to give gems like an inventory of their own, which I really appreciated, and maybe some customization options. But I found that most of the gems just ended up feeling kind of samey compared to KAGIC because they didn't have all these extra special abilities. Oh man, the strawberry battlefield. Oh, I love this. This really unlocks some memories for me. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen one of these in years. And I think in the original KAGIC mod, or maybe it was the updated KAGIC mod, you had commands and you could tell them to build certain things. And you know, I remember one time I made a palace in the sky and I live streamed it a little bit. And it was mostly made out of quartz, and I used a little bit of the replay mod, and I connected some of these sky islands together. Man, that's going back a ways. I should have brought all my gems with me. We could have just settled here. We still can. Now that I have my my map, at least I know where it is. Yeah, I didn't go that far. You know, it was kind of a hidden feature that actually I didn't know about for years until I found out about it later. I just feel like every story that I could have done with KAGIC has already been done. I could probably come up with something new, but I feel like I've exhausted so many ideas already and rehashed ideas and done the whole multiversal thing. I don't even know what I'm gonna do anymore with this. What's this crystallite on the map I'm seeing right here? What is that? Is this like a structure that got added that I don't know about? Oh. Oh my. I don't think I've ever actually seen one of these before. Maybe it's one of the last updates that KAGIC ever did that I just don't remember or knew about? Because I definitely didn't plant any of these gems. Yeah, I can't break those. That's weird. Oh, this is definitely a structure. Oh, whoa! Okay, you are hostile. And you poofed my cherry quartz. Oh boy, I might die. I don't remember this at all. This must have been something they added. It's okay, I wanted to get back to the house anyway. You can cook up my stuff, Bismuth. Well, that was weird. If you think about when Minecraft first came out, it was a pretty simplistic game compared to the way that it is now. The very first version of the game didn't even have mobs, it just had blocks. You place them, you break them, that was the game. But as time went on, more and more things got added. There were more animals, there were more monsters, mobs, there was world generation and terrain and caves and mountains, and then there was aquatic features like dolphins and more different kinds of fish. There were even pandas and bamboo added eventually, and now there are trials and underground chambers that reward you for combat. You can use a dolphin to find a treasure map that will lead you on an expedition that instead of strip mining for diamonds, you might just find something super valuable in a chest. And diamonds themselves were practically nerfed with the invention of netherite, even though netherite is a pretty convoluted process in itself in order to obtain. But there is an entire generation of people out there who remember playing the old version of Minecraft. Veterans is usually what we refer to them, and I happen to be a veteran myself. I think I was 16 when Minecraft came out. I remember my younger cousin showing it to me, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And then he started playing it, and then I started playing it because I was curious about it and I wanted to bond with him more, and we did. And I had so much fun with it, I ended up just playing it indefinitely, on and off, for many years. But then I took a break from it, and then I came back, and that is the huge wave of people that's happening, is that people who used to play Minecraft, they come back, and then it doesn't even feel the same. I can't play any version of Minecraft that is past, I think, was it 1.19.2? I feel like I cut myself off there because the UI changed and I felt a little bit uncomfortable with how it was. I think that the most commonly kind of default version of Minecraft is 1.12.2 if you are super into the modding scene. some of the best and most unique and interesting mods in my own personal experience is for the version 1.12.2, and I for many years felt like I was stuck on that version and I didn't want to upgrade because I couldn't use the mods that I wanted to use. You think of something like Blockbuster, and that one was completely tied to 1.12.2 because it was this big cinematic thing that you could do. And there are other mods in newer versions that allow you to do that. But I feel like Blockbuster was pretty unique, and I don't know if it was the first one, but it is the one that I remember using. And then sometimes you can combine Blockbuster with the replay mod, and the replay mod is a whole other thing in itself. What I think is interesting about the replay mod is that I think after, I'm pretty sure it was 1.12.2, there might have been a 1.16, was it 1.16 that it switched from Forge to Fabric? I have to double check the exact version. But I remember I couldn't play with the replay mod because I didn't want to use Fabric because all of the mods that I was used to using were in Forge. And Forge, I was like internally loyal to this version. Like, I'm not sure what to call it exactly. Modding software or something like that. I usually used CurseForge, which Forge is in the name, obviously. But I didn't want to use Fabric for a really long time. And I'm actually sad that I shied away from Fabric because Fabric does have some very cool mods. But I found the transition a little bit of an adjustment. For me, the most important thing are very specific quality of life type mods that I feel really I can't function if I don't have them when I do any kind of modded gameplay. So the tree, any kind of tree mod, so a mod that allows me to chop down one piece of a tree and then the whole thing falls down, that's really important. The other thing is inventory sorting. I cannot for the life of me handle it when I can't just shift click or click a button and have everything just poof. It's a little bit more organized. It's just mentally, if I'm doing a modded playthrough, it's different when you do vanilla, but I find I don't really do a lot of vanilla. Every time I try, I get frustrated and bored because of the whole chopping down trees manually thing and sorting inventory. Those two kinds of mods are very important. Another thing, it's not completely mandatory, but me personally, I really enjoy is mods that add extra biomes, extra creatures and mobs and stuff, and different villages and stuff. I really like the what was it called? Not Come to Life. Oh, what was it? It was, I always forget the name of the mod. But it was a mod where basically all the villagers turn into people and they look like players and you can get married and have children. I always really loved, what is the name of that mod? I gotta look it up. Minecraft Comes Alive. That was the name of it. Honorable mention I wanted to make note of was Quark. I really love the Quark mod, and the reason that I love the Quark mod is not for the reason you think, not because of all the complicated, weird, dynamic things that it adds. The only thing that I really like about Quark is that when you have a double door, you only have to right-click one of the doors and they both open at the same time. And that is the only reason that I always want to have Quark. It is such a silly, weird thing. I'm sure I can get a separate mod for that. But anytime I can add Quark and it's like, oh, I can open double doors just by clicking once instead of having to open and shut both doors. It's so silly, but it's a thing that I just can't seem to get over. You know, I always forget that I can make windows out of trapdoors. I always default to glass, and I really don't want to have to go all the way back over there just to get sand. How do you make trapdoors again? It's been a while. Bismuth is on the furnace. That's pretty fitting. So I have a couple of embarrassing confessions when it comes to my own personal play experience with Minecraft. For the first, I don't know how many years I played Minecraft on easy mode, and I have never legitimately beaten the Ender Dragon before. I've done it through like cheats and mods and just commands like /kill, but I've never actually genuinely gone through the effort of killing the Ender Dragon, unless I was in creative mode, and that still doesn't count. So survival mode, never killed the Ender Dragon. And there was one more. Oh yes, in almost every playthrough that I do, whether it's been on YouTube or it has been on just my personal playtime, with the exception of the hardcore series that I did, I have always put keep inventory to true. I don't like losing my stuff. I find it very stressful. And sometimes I like to use dying as a feature rather than a punishment. It's like, oh, I'm, 200 million thousand blocks away from where my house is. I'm completely lost, or I'm stuck in an area and I can't get out. Well, I'll just /kill, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm back home, and that's useful for me. So it's kind of cheaty, kind of babyish, but, I play Minecraft the way I want to because it's about enjoyment. If you're not enjoying the game, then what's the point? Lately in the past few worlds that I have been working on, that I just generate and I play Minecraft, and whether they're modded, whether they're vanilla, I've noticed a weird pattern that I seem to be gravitating towards. It's been for like up to maybe a month or so, maybe longer. I keep trying to make bases by the water. Like, I want to make a boathouse, but then I'll try to start, and then I kind of give up. No matter what world I'm working on, no matter what, I can't seem to get into a position to stick with one world in Minecraft. And it's not just Minecraft, it's with every game that I play. I constantly reset my save files. Even stories that I write, I'll erase them and I'll try again, and then everything I do, I just reset. Maybe it's the perfectionist in me. This is the least ugliest house I have built in a while. And that's saying something. Ooh, a cave. Perfect. And it's so close by. I have this tendency to be really close to the mic when I shouldn't. Like, I'm like super close to the mic. But then I really should back off. I think it goes back to when I had worse microphones where I had to be super close, otherwise it wouldn't pick up the audio at all, and it would just sound really bad. So I had to basically turn into like this goblin that's just kind of hunched over. And even though I have a pretty decent microphone now, it's now I gotta remind myself, you gotta sit back. I have terrible posture. I have always had really, really terrible posture. I'm just saying. I do think this is pretty cathartic for me though. Like, just sitting and talking and just sitting and playing a video game, it's really nice for me, Even though I'm probably going to clip all this together and polish it up so it's kind of cohesive and, more of an enjoyable viewing / listening experience, the idea that I can just express myself, even if nobody watches this video, which I'm sure there'll be some people who watch this video. Hello, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, I like the idea that I can just sit here, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, and I don't have to worry that much. I should light up the path. I mean, a lot of people do this whole scripted thing. I tried to do a scripted thing back in the day. Rebel's Legend wasn't scripted, but I went in with an idea, and then I would kind of go with it. And I think that's what a lot of people do. I think the best content isn't always scripted. You can... Really? What did you do? Really? You just had to aggravate the creeper. What am I gonna do with you? Do you remember back in the day I used to talk to the gems and I'd like role play it up and I'd say, oh, I'm sorry if I accidentally hit them, or, build them a house, and then all of a sudden all my gems went missing, but really it was just a bug that happened because I upgraded to a different version of some mod and then it deleted everything, or my save file got corrupted. I like stuff like that. I'm really hoping to rekindle my passion. The thing is, I have so many interests in so many different things. I can't seem to just focus on one. Do you know how many series I have started and stopped now? I'm not getting into that conversation again. I already talked about that. I'm not going to rehash that. But I have so many ideas and then they never fully blossom. And I want to do more of that. I like this sit down thing where I talk with, Minecraft and stuff. But it doesn't just have to be Minecraft. I'm thinking I might do that with some other series too. Okay. This is officially your post now. You can stay here forever. This is where you're going to be posted. I also need you to stay inside. Probably should not put the ruby anywhere near the house. This isn't flammable, right? I think this one actually causes me night vision, so I'll post her in the cave. At least I made a trail so I remember where it is. Alright, you and I can hang out while I do some digging. Not sure if any of you know this. I mean, there's no way that you could possibly know this because I haven't really told anyone outside of my own family, but I write a lot of fan fictions that I do not post. I tried to post fan fictions when I was younger. Didn't go so well for me. There was a little bit of trolling, a little bit of harassment, and I kind of just... I fell off the radar for that one. So I kept my stories to myself, and I just shared them with my immediate family. But I have been obsessed with certain fandoms over the years, and I just wanted to briefly say that. Put it out there into the void. Ooh, Marvel. I like Marvel. Mostly, like, Avengers, but, like, very specifically, Thor interacting with Loki. That's a huge thing when I write stuff. And I've also dabbled in things like Undertale. My first fan fiction that I ever wrote was Star Trek, when I must have been, like, 15 at the time. And the another one that I did when I got away from Star Trek and I got a little older, ironically, I went to something more innocent and I ended up writing some Mario stuff about, like, Bowser's sister, because every young teenager who writes fan fictions has to have an original character at some point, right? It's basically a staple and kind of mandatory for entry into fan fiction. You gotta have a cringy OC, am I right? That's that. But just embrace it, I always have been so hard on myself. And I think a lot of people are really hard on themselves and hard on other people because it's like, oh, you got this original character, that's like just a palette swap and a bit edgier. It's like, that's okay, like you gotta go through your phases for creating characters and you gotta draw from what you know. There's really no such thing as a truly original idea because it builds on the backs of anything and everything that inspired that person, and eventually they'll take that edgy palette swapped OC and they'll develop it further, or they'll develop another character that's a bit more original and takes from a different idea from somewhere else and remixes it, what was the point I was trying to make? Oh yeah, just OCs can be fun to play with, I guess. Don't be so judgy. Well, I think I'm gonna stop for today. I think I've got a pretty good start. I have a little house, I have some gems. I did cheat in the bismuth because I just wanted to. I mean, I cheated them all in, but you kind of expect that with a KAGIC series, if it even becomes a series. But you know what? It was really nice to just sit down and just talk about random stuff, about Minecraft, about personal whatevers. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to just hang out and enjoy some content that I made for the fun of it. And if you want me to continue in this world with this particular setup, then let me know. Leave a little comment and tell me that you want me to continue with this series with these gems. I might name them. I'm not sure what I'm going to name them. You can leave name suggestions. If I like them, I'll use them. If not, I'll come up with something myself. But anyway, thank you, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye now.